Hey everybody, I'm Thren. I'm one of the co-founders of Make the Dot. Really excited today to show you our product and really excited to hear what you think. So the first thing I'll show you is our design canvas. So this is the area where you add all your content, do all your visual research, and start playing with your ideas in order to build your collection for that first stage of your design process. As you can see, there's a lot of white space within our canvas. That's because it's an infinite canvas with Zoom, which means you should have a lot of areas to mood board, ideate, cluster, and start to do your visual research. The easiest way to zoom in and out is to use two fingers on your trackpad or this zoom button here. And when you get a little bit too close to your content, so let's say you're like nice and zoomed in on here and you've seen these beautiful patterns, you click on here, zoom to fit, and then that frames your content and all the white space around it quite nicely. Adding content to your board is super easy. Number of ways you can do that. First of which is dragging and dropping or uploading from your local computer. So just click on here and drag in as much content as you need. Or the way that most of our user community does it is going to different websites such as Pinterest, Instagram, Tagwalk, etc., and using our browser extension. Now, what our browser extension does is it allows you to collect images straight from the web without really needing to download images, take screenshots as you do currently. So as you can see, like all those images are starting to be saved in my sidebar, or I can save them in bulk and I can see all the content on that page. Works across any website, cross tabs. You can turn the extension on and off when you're ideating and not ideating. So it's a pretty useful tool to add your content in a quick and easy way. So if I click on here, I can then save that to my board. And then as you can see down at the bottom, those images have now been highlighted within my board. So nice, quick and easy way to find them. Once the content's in my board, I can then I move it around, resize it, manipulate certain areas and certain different layouts. And okay, cool. So next up, I'm going to show you our color feature. So we've got a number of ways to build color palettes on the app. The first of which being eyedropper. So what you can do with this is actually take this eyedropper function here, and that allows you to extract web colors from images. So if I click on here and I click on details, you'll actually see we've got the web hex and RGB. But what you can also do is copy and paste this into our built-in Pantone library, and that gives you the closest Pantone textile color match. So you can take that and let's add that to our board. Okay, cool. And if needs be, I can then go into these details here and I can actually change the name to the textile code. Okay, cool. But as you can see, these cards are a little bit of a mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tidy these up and get them nice and clean. So I can just multi-select, click spread out, and that tidies up all my content in a nice, easy way on the board. And I can do that with whatever content is on my board. Okay. Another way to build color palettes, kind of more traditional way, you can actually go back into the color tool here, click on hex and RGB, and you can actually kind of play around with it here across the different hues, and then save that to your board. Okay, cool. And then another feature we've built is text capability. So if I click on this text here, we've got over 150, 160 Google fonts, all different sizes, allowing you to easily ideate and tell your story and make notes as you're building your collection. Next up, I want to take you through a new feature that we've just released, which is our built-in fabric library. So you click on this fabric button here. What you'll see is we've partnered up with 5 fabric suppliers, 4 in the US, 1 in Singapore, Mood, B&J, Queen of Raw, FabScrap, and the one in Singapore is called Fabric Marketplace. And all these swatches are actually linked directly to their website. So what you can do is if you click in, let's say, for example, the swatch, you've got all the composition, all the information, shipping country, the weight from the actual website. What you can do from there is actually contact the supplier directly from the app itself if you want to source the swatch, or you can go on the website and move on to the next stage of the process, more on the sourcing side of things from there as well. If you go back into the app, what you'll see here is the SKU ID, and that really will help with you physically sourcing the product. If you're going to into the store, you can take the SKU and then show it to the store, or you can use that SKU when you're on the website, which kind of helps join the dot between the physical world as well as the digital world, the ideating stage as well as the sourcing stage. We understand everybody's got their own fabrics on hand, both digitally and physically. So what we've allowed you to do is, as well as use our partners' websites and information, you can also copy fabrics to your own site. So you can see the My Fabric side here, which allows you to build your own personalized fabric library. And if you want to add your own fabrics and swatches, you just click on here and then add it in there. Next up, if I go back into one of the swatches, I can then add that onto my board and cluster it and group it with all my other fabrics for both the visualization side of things as well as the kind of sourcing next stage. This part of this tool and this feature is really new, but what we'll be doing is looking to further take it to the next stage and how we can help with the more application of the fabric onto the garments and silhouettes and sketches, kind of taking you to the next stage of your design process. And then lastly, back in the fabric widget, we've got all the usual kind of filters that you'd expect by different fabric subtypes, colors, compositions, or dead stock and recycled for those of you that have sustainability at the forefront of your brand. Next up, I'm going to show you our AI cutout, which is our newest feature. So we've started to work on image manipulation within the app, and there's a number of different ways you can do this with AI cutout. So firstly, you can remove the background of the image. Click on that. That'll take out the background. Or so that's pretty good for like masking and creating collages like that. Or you can remove like the foreground. So let's say get rid of him. Okay, to cut him out. And then like finally, you can also just remove like individual elements. So if I go on this guy here, I can then take off specific parts of his attire. So I've taken off his hat. So this is basically most of the other like image manipulation tools, apart from really Photoshop. You can't get it to this level of detail this easily. You can't take out specific image elements or background. And Photoshop, we know, is very powerful, but also pretty hard to learn. So we wanted to build like a quick and easy way to get that collaging process going than you guys do currently. And this is just one. Yeah, this is like the version I made earlier. The final set of features I want to show you are around sharing and collaboration. So if you click onto this button here, there's a number of ways to collaborate within our app. The first way is to invite an editor onto the board. So just like Google Docs, where you work at the same time in real time, if I invite any of my colleagues onto the board, you'll see a little mouse with their name on here, and we can work in real time wherever we are in the world. So we can jump on a Zoom call such as this, and then we can ideate and create in real time. Or we can work asynchronously, where I can leave comments and different notes on my board, and then my colleague can kind of pick it up whenever they come online. Next way is to share your board as a public shared link. This gives you a read-only access to the board, so people will be able to visualize the board and see your content, but they won't be able to make any edits. So just like you share a link to somebody, this is that function. And then last but not least, you can export the board in PNG format. We are building PDF and JPEG, but for now it's PNG format. And depending on where you zoom in on the board, is depending on how you can kind of frame your export. So as you can see, that's zooming on this section. But if I zoom out, I can get more of a nice frame. If I click on here, and then that's how it will look. And that's a quick overview of Make the Dot. Really excited to hear what you think. Appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and look through it. And let me know if you'd like to give it a go or discuss anything a little bit further. Cheers. Made earlier.